Albert Veksler, Director of the Jerusalem Prayer Breakfast. Great to be with you here in Jerusalem Dateline.
Thank you for having me.
You were there at the beginning of how this all began, and how far has it grown since the time?
Well, Jerusalem Prayer Breakfast started with Robert Ilatov, as he was the chairman of the Christian Allies Caucus in 2016, asking for my help. And I gave him the idea of bringing the Jews and Christians together to pray for the peace of Jerusalem. At first he thought I'm out of my mind, but then Reuven Rivlin, then president, endorsed it and loved it. So you remember, we came to President's residence and he received us with open arms and said that he had been longing for the prayers of the Christians. Now we've had 16 prayer breakfasts in addition to the 6 we've had in Jerusalem, the annual ones here. We've been all over the world, in Brazil most recently, and then before that in Dallas, Texas, in Estonia, Holland, Australia, going back to Australia soon. So it's going to be quite interesting what we have in place. And now Houston, that's the most important one.
Yeah. What kind of reaction do you have people in different countries and different cities when they attend a Jerusalem prayer breakfast?
I think they love it. They love the idea that the Israeli government has issued a call to pray for the peace of Jerusalem, that we have people from the cabinet and the people from Knesset come and encourage the Christian friends of Israel to pray for the peace of Jerusalem. I think there is also a challenge, because I think many people, many nations, they want to see their countries stand together with Israel. And you know, there are countries that stand with Israel, there are countries that don't stand with Israel. They are opposing Israel vehemently. So I think many are challenged to pray for the governments so that they would align themselves with God's purposes with Jerusalem.
Yeah. You talked about Houston. Tell us about what's coming up.
Houston, we will have a great event in the Westin Hotel in Galleria. We have the mayor of Houston welcoming us. We have Governor Greg Abbott. He will be our host, I believe, in Texas. And then we have several people coming from the Knesset. We've had, of course, our Israeli Consul General, Livia Link-Raviv, come and speak. Many, many great speakers from Houston area. And I think the most important part, people will gather and pray. And that's what you know. We do a lot during the Jerusalem Prayer Breakfast. We actually
you pray.
Do pray.
Not
yes.
just the breakfast.
Yes.
So if people want to come to the Houston Prayer Breakfast, how would they find out about it?
We have a website called jpbtexas.org. So the moment you go JPB Texas, you will find all the information for how to register. Maybe you want to sponsor a table, you want to come for the Shabbat dinner. We have Yuda Glick doing the Shabbat dinner. It was a great success in Dallas. And so he was gracious, you know, to receive everybody as if we were their family, blessing us, you know, over the Shabbat. So it's going to be an unforgettable event. I believe most important, it's to challenge and to bring people to pray for the peace of Jerusalem as we are facing these very critical times in our history. The covenant relations between United States and Israel must be strengthened.
Well, it'll be a great event. Thank you, Albert, for being here.
Thank you, Chris, for having me.